Ever feel like you're stuck in a loop with someone who just drains all your energy? You try to talk, you try to reason, but nothing ever changes. It feels like you're hitting a wall, and honestly, it's exhausting. What if I told you there is a powerful psychological technique that can make these toxic people disappear from your life, almost like magic? And the best part, it doesn't involve big confrontations or dramatic showdowns. It's all about silent power. So, what is this one thing? It's called the gray rock method. Imagine you're a gray rock. You're boring, you're uninteresting, you're just there. When a toxic person tries to get a reaction out of you, you give them nothing. No drama, no emotional response, just bland, neutral facts. Why does this work so well? Because toxic people, especially narcissists, thrive on attention and emotional reactions. They feed on your anger, your sadness, your frustration. When you become a gray rock, you essentially cut off their food supply. They get bored and move on to find a more interesting target. It's a quiet, powerful way to reclaim your peace. Let's break down how to actually become a gray rock. It's simpler than you think. First, limit your interactions. If you can't avoid them completely, like a coworker or a family member, keep your conversations short and to the point. Think one-word answers. How was your weekend? Fine. What are you working on? A project. Don't offer any extra details about your life, your feelings, or your opinions. Your personal life is now a closed book to them. Second, control your body language. Toxic people are experts at reading nonverbal cues, so avoid eye contact. Look at a wall, your phone, anywhere but directly at them. Keep your facial expression neutral, almost bored. No smiling, no frowning. Your posture should be relaxed, not defensive. Don't cross your arms, but don't lean in either. You are projecting complete and utter disinterest. You are wallpaper. You are a gray rock. Third, stick to facts. If they ask a direct question, answer it with the most boring factual information possible. Don't share your feelings about it. For example, if they ask, "Can you believe what happened at the meeting? It was so unfair." Instead of agreeing or getting pulled into the drama, you could say, "The meeting was from 2 to 3 p.m. See the difference? You're not engaging, you're just stating a dry fact. This starves them of the emotional response they crave. Now, this is crucial. You have to be consistent. Becoming a gray rock isn't a one-time trick, it's a strategy. Toxic people will test you. They'll try harder to provoke you when they first notice the change. They might get angry, or they might try to be extra nice to pull you back in. This is called a hoovering attempt. Don't fall for it. Stay boring. Stay neutral. Consistency is your superpower here. Every time you refuse to engage, you strengthen your boundary and weaken their hold on you. Let's talk about what happens when you start doing this. Initially, it might feel weird, even a little rude. We're often taught to be polite and engaging. But remember, you're dealing with someone who uses normal social rules against you. This method isn't for healthy relationships. It's a self-defense tool for toxic ones. You are not being rude. You are protecting your mental health. The psychological impact on the toxic person is profound. They are searching for what's called narcissistic supply. This is any form of attention, positive or negative, that validates their sense of importance. When you give them nothing, it's like a vending machine that has stopped giving out snacks. They might shake the machine a few times, when they escalate their behavior to get a reaction, but eventually they'll realize it's broken and go find another machine. They will simply lose interest in you because you no longer provide what they need. And what about you? The effect on you is liberation. You'll start to notice the anxiety you felt around them begins to fade. The constant mental gymnastics of trying to manage their moods will stop. You'll have so much more mental and emotional energy for the things and people that actually matter, the ones who lift you up instead of tearing you down. You'll find that your life becomes quieter, calmer, and more peaceful. But what if you can't completely cut them off? What if it's a boss or a close relative? Gray rocking is your go-to tool. In a professional setting, keep all communication strictly business-related. Use email whenever possible to create a paper trail and avoid face-to-face emotional traps. With family, you can set time limits on interactions. Say you're only staying for an hour at a family gathering. During that hour, you are the most boring person in the room. You talk about the weather, you give one-word answers, and then you politely leave. It's also important to have a support system. This process can be tough, especially if you're dealing with years of conditioning. Talk to a trusted friend, a therapist, or join a support group. Let them know what you're doing so they can cheer you on. They can also remind you why you started when the toxic person tries to pull you back in. Remember, seeking professional help is a sign of strength, not weakness. There are people who are trained to help you navigate these difficult relationships, so the one thing you can do is to become a gray rock. Stop feeding the drama, become uninteresting, be boring. It is the most powerful silent statement you can make. It says, "You have no power over me. My peace is not for you to disturb." The beauty of this method is that it's all about you, taking back control quietly and effectively. You don't need their permission or their understanding. You just do it for you. Try it. The next time you have an interaction with a toxic person in your life, channel your inner gray rock. Observe what happens. You might be surprised at how quickly they lose their power when you stop playing their game. You'll watch them fade away from your life, leaving you with the peace and quiet you deserve. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more tips on building a healthier, happier life. See you in the next video.